another. Or wait, that might be the wrong. I said one hand wash is another, but that's just not the right analogy to use here, I don't think.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
similar.
It seems to me, well, I mean, everything's hard about comedy, but it seems to me that, I don't know if this is just me, but, like, booking is, like, got to be, like, the hardest thing ever. You know what I mean? To book shows.
Yeah.
So, anything that can help that process, because the credits, they validate you, in a booker's mind, too. It's like, oh, well, if they allowed him on this show, then he must be good enough to play my club or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
However you did on that show or however your comedy is, and then obviously, ideally, the idea is that the audience saw you and now they're going to want to come out and see you. So you're actually like a business decision for the club. It's like, if I book this guy, I'm going to get more money because I'm going to get more customers in. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like I'm fucking, revealing anything that nobody knows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's at least my thinking. It's like, oh man, if I could just get on this show, I could book this many more clubs. You know what I mean?
Booking is hard, man. It sucks too, because, like, I don't know, at least my experience with booking, it can, like, depress you just as much as bombing at a show, because if you don't get something that you wanted or whatever, man, I mean, it's your livelihood. It's hard to do.
Yeah, well, it is, man. I mean, that's one thing. Like, I was, some people think, like, comedy, it's like, oh man, you just get to, like, fuck around for an hour, or whatever. But it's like, no, you're either doing the show or you're driving to the show or you're booking the show.
Yeah.
And that's your life 24 hours. And then any other free time you have, you're running new jokes, you're, all this other shit. But
or you're supposed to be. Or you're supposed to be.
But it's, I don't know, it's fun, man. Like, I don't know, to me it's almost like a game. Like, it's so hard that any small accomplishment just feels that great. It's almost, it almost seems to me like it's like sales. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a numbers game. It's like, if I contact this many bookers, and one responds to me, like, that's a great feeling, because it's like, you put all that work out there, and you're not going to get a huge return, but, the return, it makes you feel like you really accomplished something hard.
Oh, yeah.
And as someone who, like, for example, I'll book openers sometimes, I can totally see, where the booker's coming from. Like, I recently did this show in Arizona, and I needed an opener out of Phoenix, and I couldn't believe how many, like, I put, like,
Yeah, I saw the thing. Actually, I got an email from the Soapbox.
I through Soapbox, I put, like, a thing out, like, I'm looking for an opener. And I couldn't believe how many emails I got. Like, I'm like, holy fuck, there's a lot of comedians in Phoenix, or not even in Phoenix, because a lot of people don't even read your email. Like, you'll get emails from someone in fucking Maine, like, oh yeah, I'd love to do it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, okay, you want to fucking fly all the way over here and lose a lot of money?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing, if someone was willing to do that, that would show a lot about their passion. You know what I mean? But, anyway, having said that, I got so many fucking emails back, and ultimately, the guy I chose was a guy who was recommended to me by another comic. So, in other words, I chose him just because that was easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you mean instead of looking at all these videos that I got, I could just easily, like, save so much time just by being like, oh, you recommended him? Cool, we're good. You know what I mean? So I could totally see how a booker, just based on, like, that small experience, you could see how a booker, it's like they probably get so much bullshit out there, and it's like they don't want to look at your fucking video. Like, if I was a booker, I'd be like, hey, let me think. I can fucking look at all these press kits, or this guy that I know that I think is funny recommended this guy. All right, here we go with this guy. You know what I mean?
Where's your hometown at, Phil? Where'd you get started in comedy at?
Well, I'm from New Jersey, but I got started in New York. I mean, I live in, like, a suburb of New York, basically. So
whenever you got started out, did you ever, like, put together your own shows in your hometown and things like that?
Not really. I mean, the closest I ever got to that was for a hot second, for basically a summer.
Mm-hmm.
I did this, I think it was a weekly show. No, it might not have been weekly. It was actually a little bit irregular, which probably wasn't good, but it was just what the bar owner allowed or something. But I did this, like, show in, like, this bar in New York called Jimmy's. I think 43 or something. I don't know.
Were you responsible for finding the talent on the shows you done there?
Well, yeah, I was responsible for everything, but that's so easy. I mean, when you're in New York,
yeah.
I mean, the hard part is avoiding the talent.
The hard part I found with booking, like putting together the own shows and everything, like especially in state here and doing things with you, is you get these a bunch of comics who you wouldn't put on a show that are contacting you. It's like you don't really have a reason why you would, and I don't like giving them that. I don't like looking like the bad guy. That's what I hated about booking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're definitely. Let me put it this way: by booking a show, you're basically asking to make a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
Can you just give me 1 second? I'm going to grab a bottle of water.
Yeah, go for it, man. And now we're looking at Phil's crib, and here he's back. All
right, all set. But oh yeah, man. I mean, that sucks about booking a show, but you know what I mean. It's like, and plus, you know, sometimes you make friends with comics who you might not necessarily think are that good or funny, but you know, just for whatever reason, you hung out with them, you might like them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now it's weird too, because it's like, well, you're kind of my friend, so it would kind of be like really insulting not to book. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I haven't had a lot of experience booking and producing shows, but I do feel like you basically have no choice but to make a lot of enemies by doing so.
I think it makes you definitely respect the people who are doing booking a lot more. If you book your own show, because
do you mean comics who are doing booking, or just anyone?
Well, I mean, yeah, both, man. I mean, definitely comics who are doing more booking. It makes you respect them. Like, there's a comic from around here, Matt Ward. He put together this past year. Well, he's been doing a couple years, the Port City Comedy Festival, and then this year was the first year of it's the Port City's top comic, and this year it was the Cape Fear Comedy Festival with it. And he just books rooms he lives in Tennessee now, but that was in Wilmington, North Carolina. He's got a room in Tennessee, and he just books rooms all over, and he works a full-time job here doing that. I mean, he just does so much, and and you know, every show that I've ever done for him or with him, it's just been like so well produced and everything, and I just have so much respect for him on that, just to be able to keep it all together like that, man.
You hear that, Matt Ward? He's got respect for you. Now book this motherfucker.
Actually, he did. I'm headlining Old City Comedy in Knoxville in September. So, but even before he asked me to be a headliner, I still have mad respect for him, because I don't know. I do like maybe once every couple months I'll put together a show here in the hometown. But for a while last year, I was doing one show a month at this place near here, about 20 minutes from Lexington. But I don't. That became draining to me to find the talent, man. Because there's, especially here in state, there's just I don't know. There's only so many headliners you can bring, you know.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, it's not easy. That's definitely not easy, booking and producing shows.
Well, I think it's so awesome that you took the step and moved out there, man. I'm glad to see that you're doing well and got it together, man.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what we could do out here.
The place looks nice too.
Does it?
Yeah. You got the big screen TV. Is that your bed right behind you?
Yeah. But this place actually, this isn't any of my furniture.
Oh, it's not?
No, I'm basically splitting an apartment with this woman in Venice. And which was great, because it's like, I didn't come out here to fucking buy furniture and all this other shit. I just wanted a place to crash while I do what I got to do. You know what I mean?
So you're squatting. Isn't that what you call it, squatting?
Well, I mean, not exactly. It's just a matter of it's just not my furniture. You know what I mean? I'm paying rent and doing all that